Yo, Freedom Seekers, what's up? It's Monday morning, and that means it's time for another episode of Coffee and Cash. Guys, great show for you today. As you can see, we're still in the Salt Lake City, Utah studio. This place is great, right? I love this new field vibe. I'm gonna have to hang out here more often.
It's nice.
I've got a great guest with me. This is Matt Kartchner, and he has a wealth of knowledge. He's a man of many businesses, world traveler, and all-around good dude. And so
Thank you.
make sure we're gonna get through a couple of offers that you need to look at, and then be here to get some wisdom, right? Christmas is coming up, and so we've been thinking a lot about Christmas gift ideas. And if I'm an affiliate, that's what I'm pushing right now, is either weight loss or Christmas gifts. And this is why we brought Matt on. He's got some really cool stuff. Before we go there, I want to talk about two other offers. First offer, big full lashes. Now, this is obviously something that neither you or I need, but there's a lot of women out there that need this, right? This offer does great for a 25 to 55 audience. It's a serum that gives you plumper eyelashes. Now, I'm gonna tell you a funny story, Matt.
Yeah.
This is a true story. About like a week ago, my wife, she's Peruvian, right?
Yeah.
And so she's all about herbal things or whatever. And she read this thing about things that could give me better eyebrows and better eyelashes. And so the other day I laid down in bed, and next thing you know, she started attacking me with a spoon. And she used a spoon to try to curl my eyelashes, and I had to fight her off. It was pretty intense.
It looks good though.
Yeah,
it worked.
Thank you. We did it before the show.
Congratulations.
Right? So big full eyelashes, not super relevant to you affiliates. It was a fun occurrence. So 60% rev share on this, or a $65 CPA. It'd be a great stocking stuffer. Second gift, right? Winter, snow time, power outages. Everybody needs light. The Rechargeable Lantern, right? This is a revolutionary design for easy grip, right? Storage and utilization. It's a great worldwide offer, right? It does really good on email, display, and native. They're giving out a 30% rev share on this one, right? It does have a higher AOV for a lot of our physical products, a little bit lower AOV. This has got a higher AOV on it, and it's a cool offer that you need to check out.
Fits in that survival niche too.
Yes.
Which is great right now.
It's money, right?
Yep.
You make so much money. Elections are happening.
Yep.
And that means there's more money for everybody. So Matt came bearing gifts. So if you've ever been on the platform and you've looked up the Digistore vendor ID, Bear Punch, B-E-A-R, Punch, Bear Punch, that's Matt's offer, right? And so he's actually brought us a couple examples of some of this. I feel like I'm on QVC right now.
It works, man. This is our top seller, Defense Pendant.
Okay.
This is going to protect you from EMF radiation. You know what EMF is?
Electromagnetic
field.
Okay.
Yeah. But basically it's everywhere, right? You get it on your cell phone, 5G towers. There's a 5G tower in my kids' elementary school now because they pay for it. But it has minerals in it that protect you from those EMF radiations.
Okay.
And so we're a holistic jewelry line, and we offer protection for different things like that. We have the phone stickers that you put on your phone.
Let me see that.
It's going to block that radiation coming from your phone. We have this in a great 3-pack that's been doing really well, 70% commission on that to Digistore. Yeah. We have the copper bracelet. Funny, my dad, he's 70 years old. He actually wears this.
Oh yeah? Just got it looks cool, man.
Yeah, but he won't wear anything. He doesn't believe in anything that I do, but this right here, he wears it because it helps him out.
The moment you knew you finally achieved his approval.
Yeah, once I got my dad's approval.
Yeah.
Lastly, this is the gem bottle.
Okay.
It gives you benefits from drinking the water with the gem.
Okay.
So
tell me, that's fancy.
I know.
I feel like I should be at like a what's it called?
That would do well at your yoga when you do yoga.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I've got to work on that flexibility. So tell me about this stuff that you've been doing right now. So how did you get into? Because for a long time you were working email lists, right?
Yep.
You were managing email lists. How'd you go from segueing from being like an email list manager to a product owner? Yeah, tell me about
that. Mainly just seeing, in our business, a lot of people are making money, whether you have to have the offer or you have to have the email list, right? And so I was running email list. I still run a lot of email list. And I just saw the need for these type of products. I really think these physical products that are coming out that are non-supplement physical products are really going to be the next big wave that's going to come through as far as people are interested in those and people are going to be pushing it.
Yeah, like people they've gotten used to the idea now of buying things online all the time. They're already buying so many physical products from Amazon, from everywhere, right? Sending now a direct response style physical products only makes sense. We've been working a lot with like e-com guys
Mm-hmm.
that are now starting to think like I need to maybe educate my buyer a little bit more about why they're buying this thing because it has like a great story behind it. Like you were saying, like this EMF pendant, right, it's got all these benefits to it. But if you just say, hey, EMF pendant, nobody understands it, right? It's a
Yeah.
physical product that needs a little bit more educating.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
that's people there. You mentioned QVC. You probably never bought anything on QVC. I haven't, but they're $1 billion industry.
Yeah.
Same with us. There's certain people, like you mentioned in e-com, that people just want to buy stuff. They want to be told a story. They want to know the background of it and buy off of that. And I really think if those type of offers are really hitting, and they're just going to go up and up next year.
What do you think? So we're talking about trends right now, right? You're saying like you think that this is going to be the next big thing. Any trends around these physical products that you're thinking are coming out?
Talking about the rechargeable lantern,
Yeah.
like survival, I think, and that's what Digistore does really
Yeah.
well. You bring a lot of unique offers in, but yeah, that survival niche. What I tell people is that whether it's the mom in Burbank, California, or the Trump supporter in the basement in Arkansas, they're both buying survival offers now because they can see what's happening with the economy. They're worried about it now, and so it has a really great wide audience that
Yeah.
a couple years ago it didn't even have.
You know, I think that that's an important thing when you talked just a second ago about QVC,
Mm-hmm.
that you haven't bought anything from QVC.
Yeah.
I have bought something
Oh,
from
have you?
QVC.
Yeah.
It was the celebratory Chicago Bulls finals three-peat
Uh,
hat. And
Worth it.
I bought that, yeah.
Worth it.
But a lot of times we think like, well, this isn't something I would buy. I don't think it'll work.
Yeah.
Right. But there's a huge audience, you said, and we can't just, so much of what I see people do that I think is an error with Digistore 24 is a lot of our survival stuff, they're only pitching it to ultra right-wing conservative, but there's a lot of people that are realizing there's a need for it.
Yeah, if you have an email list or audience, that's one thing I would say on the email side is give a lot of variables on what you're sending people because you'd be really surprised at what your audience is going to do. And then once they do respond to that, then send them more of the stuff. Besides telling what you think they should have, let them decide by what they're buying and send them more.
When you're managing a list, what's the percentage of test sends you'll do versus I know that this is going to hit?
Yeah, I mean, we test a lot of different stuff.
Mm-hmm.
That's the great thing about you guys with Digistore. There's so many great products, unique products to send. But yeah, so it's whether obviously it's going to depend on your list size, right? But you can send it to one little segment, you can send it the whole. Once you get something, once again, they're buying, you want to hit that trend. So if I'm looking at, I haven't sent for the rechargeable lantern, I'm going to send for that next week.
Woo!
Yeah,
there you go.
But yeah, because I know the last things that work, like the survival sleeping bag, all the other great survival stuff that you guys have on the platform, that's working. So I know something like that's going to work.
When you're doing email, so tell me, if somebody else who's an emailer were to position your stuff, how would you position it to be a sell? Like what type of, should they just jump in and grab the swipe and go with it? Or do you think they should start customizing things for their audience?
Yeah, I always customize. We always customize that first top paragraph or two where, once again, that's how you're going to be able to sell rechargeable lanterns to your diet and weight loss list because you want to customize it to that list depending on what they're talking to. Okay. You always want to talk to them.
Yeah.
And that's a mistake a lot of people do is they're like, oh, this is the swipe, I'm going to send it. But if you customize it, it's going to give you better deliverability, and your audience is actually going to feel like you're actually selling or you're talking to them, just not trying to pitch stuff.
Yeah. So there's an offer similar with, this is something similar with like a VSL. The way that there's somebody we're working with right now who's testing things, and what they did was it's like an hour-long VSL, but they made 5 different intros or leads. So there's like 7 minutes for 5 different people, different audiences.
Yeah.
And then the back end 40 minutes is all the same. It's the selling of the product. But the first one is, I'm speaking to you, to grab the attention of that person I'm speaking to you. And so it's the same way with your email. You need to lead with, I'm talking to this person. Then the sell happens the same.
And you're going to get a certain voice per each list or way you're talking to that audience. And once they're comfortable with that voice, they feel like it's a friend, right? That it's that QVC host that's actually talked to them. It's going to be the same way on your email list. You're going to have that person talking to you.
How often do you have people message you back on your email list, sending you like personal emails?
Yeah, you get a lot of interesting questions back. But once again, that's what you want. You want an interaction, right?
Yeah. Okay.
They feel like you're a friend.
That's really cool. So right now, tell me all the projects you're doing. So you've got these EMF stuff. You're managing email lists. Anything else you're working on right now?
Uh, Mainly just leaning into more offers.
Mhm.
Yeah, developing. I got a few teams that are developing offers and just trying to get them on the platform.
When you're doing that, so say I'm somebody who's got a huge email list, and I'm an emailer, and I want to get into doing my own offers. What are the steps of like building out a team?
What I tell everybody is you got to get comfortable with the process of building offers, and once you actually know the steps of it, like a lot of people I talk to say, hey, you got to get your offer on Digistore. They have no idea who to talk to or how to get that process. Once you've gone through that process a few times of listing a product on Digistore, it doesn't matter what offer you're bringing to it, right? It's the same as I'm just getting into VSLs.
Mhm.
I've only done sales pages so far, so I'm just getting into VSLs, learning that. So it's really just becoming comfortable. Don't fall so much in love with the offer, because like we talked about, a year from now, the offers are going to
Yep.
change, the trend's going to change, but it's more falling in love with the process and knowing that process, because once you have that down, you can
And just
crank out the
replicate and
offers
go and go and go and go and
and
go.
do the trend.
How are you deciding what's the next physical product? So like you've got 4 or 5 of them here, and you're going to start working on the 6th. Do you send out some sort of like emails to try to test and get feelers for what people are thinking, or do you just like go through Amazon and see what's hitting, or what?
Uh, well, not Amazon, because you want to once again find those people that are like in our audience, right?
Yeah.
The people that like to buy our certain way that we're
Mhm.
selling. So obviously with me, it's easy because I have a lot of email lists.
Yeah.
I see what they're buying. But once again, Digistore makes it easy because you have the
Yeah.
marketplace. You're able to look up the popular trends, the things that are selling on there, and then see what they're doing and follow it.
That's
Where
cool.
our products are in the top 10
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
of that category and popular. And so don't follow my products, but
And do
something
whatever
find
you
something
do.
similar to it.
If we see another EMF pendant on the platform, Matt is coming for you,
Yes,
right? It's already been done. It's played
it's
out.
done.
Unless it's
Done.
his. That one's still his.
Yeah.
So let me ask you a little bit more about email list management right now and about what you're doing there. Are you managing just your own email list, or are you managing other people's email lists as well?
So I actually got in this industry about 3 years ago by managing the email list. A good friend called me up and say, "Hey, I need you to manage this email
Yeah.
list for us." It's called affiliate marketing. What you're doing, and I'm like,
Yeah.
"God, it sounds made up." So I had to Google it,
Didn't think it was
figure out
real.
what it was. But yeah, it's this whole cool world, right, that nobody knows about unless you're in it. But yeah, so I manage other people's lists. I obviously have my own list with the products that we're building. And going back to what we said, is you have the offers, right, or you're making money with the offers or the
Yeah.
email list. And if you can do both of them, then you're going to be in the money in this industry.
Are
So
you taking on any more email lists
yeah,
right now? Yeah.
yeah.
So tell me, like, so I can personally vouch for Matt and his company, right? They manage an email list very well, that produce great numbers. When you're looking at partners who you're going to work with, tell me about like what's that process? If I was a vendor or even an affiliate that just had a ton of emails that I haven't been using, what would vouching for that look? Or
Well, what I find is just like everything, right? With business owners, they're really good at one thing. Like they're really good at creating offers. They're
Mhm.
like this guy with testing 5 VSLs. Like I'm
Yeah,
not even on that level. Like I can't even think of that. He's
yeah.
awesome at doing that, right? But yet they're not awesome because they haven't put the time into building those email lists, right?
Mhm.
And so really, it's just saying, hey, let us come on board, help you out with this. It can take your time away, or it can take you away from having to handle
Okay.
with the email list, and we're going to manage that for you and make the money.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it's simple things. There's insider things that you can do, but then it's simple things like mailing your list every day. Because if you mail your list every day, Gmail is going to be happier about it than if you're mailing them every other day. So there's just a lot of little tricks and then some more detailed tricks that
Mhm.
people don't know.
For lists that you work with, do they you have a minimum size that they need to be? Do you have certain verticals that they need to be?
We're looking, yeah, it depends on the verticals, but about 100,000 or above on
Okay.
the email list side. Obviously, if it's a certain type of vertical, then survival we can go down 50. But yeah, it just varies. But we actually do free audits, email audits. So even if they have a smaller list, we'll come in and do an audit and just give like that advice
Give-
saying, hey, you should do this and this and this, whether it's with us or whether you do that
Okay.
internally. Then
Okay.
you can take it either way.
So if somebody's on the fence about managing their own email list or outsourcing it, what would you say to them?
Yeah, really how much they value their time, right? With the people we work with in this industry, I guarantee mostly every single one of them could do it themselves, figure them out. But it's how much time you want to put into that compared to creating the next winning offer.
Okay.
And if you value your time more with doing
Yeah.
email lists, do that. If not,
Okay.
then let us take it over for you.
Awesome. So If somebody wanted to get a hold of you and talk to you about email list management, how would they do that?
Email me at matt@listmonsters.com.
List, L-I-S-T?
listmonsters.com.
Okay.
Yeah, that's
Okay,
the company.
Cool. We'll make sure we'll drop that link in the description here below, so people can do that. I vouch for his products. I vouch for his services, right? Matt's a great dude. His company does great, and I can do that because I can get on the back end and I can see the numbers. So it's like I can really vouch for him, not just like he's a cool dude, but I've seen the numbers.
Yeah.
So cool. Make sure you do that. If you have any questions for us at Digistore24, if you don't have an account manager and you just have a need, affiliates at digistore24.com, right? My team can help point you in the right direction. If you got any suggestions, make sure you like, follow, subscribe, do all that jazz. We really appreciate you guys. Tune in next Monday to the next episode. And until then, remember, open minds, open hearts equals open wallets.